We only bite sometimes. No, I got this.
I bite all the time.
Are you saying that I can't yell like Alkali? Because I can yell like Alkali.
You deserve it.
It's too early for that.
We have had this competition. All right. So I am Nikki. I am your chairperson this year. I have Des here, who has been a previous chairperson and has done this panel multiple times.
I want one.
We have one of our DOHs, Status Vera, joining us.
And if you see Status, give her a crown. Give them a crown.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Shh, just let it happen.
And then on the end we have Raz, who will be our fursuit demonstrator while we talk about some things. So I like to run this a little loosey-goosey, so if you have questions, please raise your hand, and we can talk about some things. If you have a burning question that needs answered about how the con happens, or what you need to do, we will answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good talk. All right.
Good talk.
That's a panel.
We prepared for this. I definitely didn't find out I was running this week.
Definitely not.
So,
Where do we start?
well...
Hopefully you've all been to registration, if you're in here. So you've gone through that hurdle.
So, the first thing, usually, is the main thing. It's the math. It's the 6, the 2, and the 1. Who here knows 6, 2, 1? Has anyone heard that before?
Yeah, a lot
About
of
half of
you.
you.
So if you don't know, 6 is 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, and 1 shower. Every day. We want to stay happy and healthy and energized and ready to see panel after panel after panel, and go to video gaming, and go to board gaming, and go to dealer's den, and go to art selling, and charity, and give out some money to charity, and lots of energy.
And run 31 panels, and then you forget to sleep and eat.
No.
And
shower.
don't do that.
Don't do those things.
621, 621, 621.
You need a good 6 hours of sleep to function throughout the day, especially if you've got a lot going on. There is so much to do at conventions like this, whether it's attending panels, whether it's hanging out with friends, whether it's swimming in the pool, whether it's just standing outside in 100-degree weather.
The pool does not count as a shower.
It does not.
Does Axe body spray count as a
No.
shower?
Okay, Axe body spray does not count as a shower, as Red Bull does not count as an hour of sleep.
Agreed.
You need 6 actual hours of sleep. You need 2 decent meals. Fritos is not a meal. Beef jerky is not a meal.
No, my brain did
Doritos,
free
Mountain Dew.
toes, and I'm like, why are we eating toes? I'm very confused. I'm not
Toes?
functioning. I need more sleep.
Toast?
Free toes.
Oh, free toes. Whether you pay for them or they're free.
I was saying, we got OnlyFans for that.
Oh my god.
That is a different panel later in the evening. Anyway, later. And then we all have our own personal odor that we are used to. And that may be great if you're hanging out at home. But when there's 1,500 of us hanging out in a hotel for the weekend, that combined odor can build up. So 1 shower a day, or more if you are fursuiting, is very important for your body health and everyone else's. So remember that.
The shower rule is not for you. The shower rule is for everyone around you. As the wonderful Uncle Kage says, the human scent gland, I don't remember what it is called, is the worst one in the animal kingdom. So you cannot smell yourself. Everyone else can. If you don't think you smell bad, you're probably wrong. Please take a shower.
Showers are also for you too, though.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I'm
it's
not
germs and sweat and stuff off of your body, so you can be
Yes.
refreshed for the next time you go out.
Yes.
And also important to wash your hands. COVID has come, it has not gone. Washing hands is still important, and the hotel has provided a lot of hand sanitizers throughout the hotel as well.
One thing of note that I have noticed, if you're in the restroom and you go to use the soap dispenser right next to the tap and it's not dispensing anything, there are ones on the wall as well. Check that one. I didn't notice that. I thought, oh, they're all empty. Oh, no, it's right there.
I was very confused too.
Yeah, so just watch for that. We do also have several unisex bathrooms. The male and female bathrooms have been converted to unisex, so watch for those.
Just one set, and that is back here.
Yep.
The rest are gendered, but these are gender neutral back here.
So those are there, so just be aware of that. We are in a hotel. We are going to be in a hotel for multiple days. There is certain etiquette for staying in a hotel. When we are in the room and we're ordering takeout and maybe we're working on art and all that doesn't work well and I got to throw out the paper, trash will build up quickly. If you need trash bags, call down to the front desk.
Yes.
If you see trash is building up, don't wait till Monday morning. Feel free. If it's Friday afternoon, you're like, hey, can I get a trash bag in whatever room? That's fine. They'll supply it to you. And we want you to be able to take care of that stuff early because then that's going to make it easier for them on Sunday and Monday when they're going through the hundreds of rooms that have been
Housekeeping
occupied.
actually will be doing light service this weekend, so they'll be coming by every day to check garbage, to check towels, just that sort of stuff. They won't be like redoing the beds or anything. It's just to check, clear out garbage and stuff and give you fresh towels if you need it. They've been instructed, if you have your do not disturb sign on, to knock, and if nobody answers, then they will skip your room. So keep that do not disturb sign off if you're down in con space and you want fresh towels, you want your garbage taken out.
Give them a shout. Don't feel like you're bothering them.
True.
That's true. Also, it is considered nice to tip if you can. Doesn't have to be $20, doesn't have to be $10, even if it's like $1 or $2. You know, they're going through taking care of all of our crap over the weekend. You know, it's nice if you can. You know,
I'll be real, as I was just becoming an adult as I got into furry. That's the first time I heard about tipping hotels, housekeepers, was in your first furry con.
The other thing to note about tipping your housekeepers, leave them a note with the money because they cannot take just money that is sitting in a room. So just make sure you put a little note that just says housekeeping. Thank you.
Yeah.
Housekeeping, smiley face.
So we have a lot of fursuiters around. We got a couple in the room. Welcome. It is good to know how to interact with fursuiters. A lot of things, well, some things you don't want to do is you don't want to just run up on them and go, oh my God,
Their vision is terrible. They look cute, they see awful. We're going to do a little status. You want to help me with this real quick here? All right, Raz, we're each going to hold our hand up. Oh wait, this may be a little difficult with this arm, so just, I'll go very slow over here. We're going to start over here. When you see the hand in each side, raise that paw, but keep it down until you see it, okay? And we're going to go very slowly just because I know that this arm is very sore right now. Okay, ready? So, all right, start going, and then either side, raise that side when you see my hand come into your field of vision. This is the field that they have. About maybe 30 degrees total in front of them, 15 in each direction. It is like walking around with binoculars strapped to your face. They cannot see you from the side, they cannot see you from the back, and you could genuinely hurt them if you just go up to them and like, oh, Raz is so good, and reach and grab and pull them up to hug them. You could like tweak their back. He's got a sore arm, you could pull that out of its socket. That's not good, so be very careful. Usually you want to try and get their attention unless you're literally in front of them. Hey Raz, it's me. Hey, how's it going? Hey. Also, some of them will talk, some of them will not. It depends. Everyone is different. Sometimes they'll be very silent. They'll communicate with very clear sign language. For example, there's the very obvious one. Hugs. Do I want to hug? I want to hug. Aww. There's that one. There is, may I take a picture? Which you're like, oh, hey, can I take a picture? And when you do that, and you stand here for 30 seconds, and then say, oh, it's a video, why don't you do something? Don't do that. If you're taking a video, tell them that it's a video. If you're taking a picture, take the picture. Also, ask them if flash photography is okay if you're going to use flash photography, because we have certain members of the community do have seizure issues. So that's something to be aware of. So, you'd think, oh, it's just a quick flash. That can set some people off. You
Also warn them with flash, your the eyes in this head are adjusted for darkness. So if you use flash and they aren't aware of it, you can literally blind them.
I mean, just for a few seconds, which
But
could be
still.
fun. Anyway.
Wow.
But
Another thing to note is while Raz has this field of vision, there are other fursuiters who have bigger noses, and they might not see in front of them very well. So especially someone my height going up to somebody, they probably won't see me coming because I am down here.
So if you see a fursuiter, and you see Nikki, or a chair, or a small child, let them know, like, hey, child, so that they don't,
Trample them.
punch them across the floor. That may be cute for the fursuiter, it's not cute for the child, so please don't do it.
It's funny.
Oh my god.
These are not like Spirit Halloween $30 costumes. These are, in some cases, thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of works of art. You want to be careful. Please do not approach them with sticky hands. If you were literally eating a caramel apple with your hand, hi, no, wash your hands first. If you have a scalding hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate, hey, they may not want that on their white fur. Finish your coffee first. Or be aware that you've got it. Hand it off to a friend, something like that. So just be careful. We don't want them to stain. You've also got to be careful. Sometimes they'll be, oh, it's so nice to see. You've got to be careful petting these things even if you're petting the paws. You want to go with the grain of fur. This fur does not grow back. If it gets all matted because you're like, argh, and you scritch it, it gets all, and then if you brush it, fur comes out. That does not come back. And over time, your thick plush fur will become a just field of
Mesh?
Dragor's head. Anyway. Raz, you're a suitor. Anything else you can think of about suitors that they may want to know? Oh yeah, if they're giving you signs like, oh hey, you want to talk or can I take a picture? They can overheat super easy in these things. Really easy. Sometimes they have cool things like ventilation fans built in and cooling vests, and sometimes that's still not enough.
Respect the no.
So if they say no, respect that. I'm overheating. I'm overheating. They may need, would you like assistance to get to the headless lounge? Yes. And then maybe they can take your arm and you can help them get there, because they may need to take their head off, but they don't want to do that in public. They want to do that in the headless lounge.
Hey Des, what is the headless lounge?
I'm glad you asked, Des. The headless lounge is an area, I forget exactly where it is, it's down the hallway. It is a curtained off room. You will see the doors are open, but there's black piping and draping right at the very front.
It is on the other side of the next ballroom.
It's right next to the
operations across from security.
It is a room with fans, the AC is cranked, there's cool water. It's literally a place for them to go, dehead, get some cool water, let their temperature go from 120 back down to its normal, and so that they don't, pass out. So if they're looking for assistance, or you see them going in there, try not to interrupt them if they're on their way in. They're usually needing that break. If you see a fursuiter, they don't have eyelids. Well, some of them do if they're really crazy cool ones, but most of them do not. And they could be sitting in a chair, and you might think, hey, Raz, blah, 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 and talk to them for 10 minutes and they have not moved. You could have bored them to death, or they could be passed out. They could have overheated. If you see a fursuiter literally laying there, motionless, do this. Hey, Raz, are you okay? Talk to them first, then tap their shoulder. If they're still not responsive, grab a staff member, grab security, whoever you can see nearest you, and be like, hey, we have a situation over here, someone may have passed out. Do not try to move them yourselves. Do not try to shake them awake, you could do back damage. Let those, the door side, we should cover door side. But yeah, let staff handle that, because they're trained in what to do and how to do it, so that they can help safely and properly.
If the fursuiter is unresponsive, or if you ask them, are you okay, and they don't give any clear iteration other than yes, or some form of that, you shouldn't leave the fursuiter alone. So it is perfectly okay to find someone and say, hey, can you go grab a member of staff, we have a situation. Yes, that is a thing. And if the fursuiter I forgot what I was going to say. Continue, sorry.
So speaking of security and operations, I forgot we have this lovely map back here. So we are here in Hall of Champions, So again, on the other side of this ballroom, there's a headless lounge. Next to it is operations and security. They do two different but together and important things for the county. Operations is your place to go if you've, actually that's not true, we've got help desk now. Up here, that's your place to go if you've got any questions, especially if this is your first con. Any questions, they are prepared to answer them, to point you in the right direction, to help you get where you need to go. Any questions, they can help you out.
What is the airspeed of a laden swallow?
42. Nice try. So, think it does. Operations. They may point you to operations. There are people on there that will help you get the answers that you need. If you are having any issues, if you've got a fursuiter that's passed out, hopefully someone is calling 911, but also security is the place to go. If you're experiencing any issues with another person, if someone is harassing you, if somebody is not leaving you alone, go to security. They are there not only to help deal with situations and security situations and medical situations, they're also there to keep a safe space. So if you need to go somewhere that is safe and you know it's safe, that is the place to go. They will help get you figured out to what the next steps are.
Now, if you're not sure whether you need to go to operations or security, it's fine. Just pick one.
Yep.
And if they tell you, no, I'm sorry, that's actually the other one over there, that's okay. You're not bothering them. If you're not 100% sure which to talk to, they'll kindly guide you to the other place. It's not that they're brushing you off, it's that each department is trained to handle certain things. So if you're not sure, just check with one, and then they'll pass you to the other, or take care of it themselves, depending on what the situation is.
On that note, if you're having an emergency, call 911 first, then go to security. They can help in the interim, but you've got to get those emergency services going.
Speaking of 911, if you are at the dance or drinking too much and you end up passing out in fursuit, what happens if you call 911?
They will cut you out of the fursuit.
Snippity, snip, snip, snip. They do not manually undress you. They will cut open your fursuit and it will be in pieces. Your work of art is now in halvesies or quartersies or whatever amounts they decide. You could have your legs and the body and everything in just shreds. So
their job is to get you back on your feet.
They
cannot remove
stabilize
any
you.
articles of clothing because they cannot have you moving around.
Exactly.
They will give you the same phrase every single time. I'm sorry, this is protocol, as they cut you out of your multiple $1,000 fursuit.
So take care of yourself. Hydrate. If you feel off, go to Headless Lounge. Go to your room. Step in a corner if you need to and take your head off. Breathe a little. It's okay. You are more important than the magic.
breaking the magic.
Yep.
Yep. Was there another one, Rez? Was there another one, Rez? No. Rez, just being cute.
I do want to talk about Headless Lounge because I did think we forgot something with that. Who's allowed in the Headless Lounge?
Oh, good call.
Fursuiters, because they're going there to cool off.
Yes.
Sometimes fursuiters will have a person who is not in fursuit. It's actually okay for you to go in with them. That's called a handler. They are handling the fursuiter. They're escorting them there. Maybe they have such a complicated suit they can't get out of it themselves and they need assistance. So it's okay if you're a handler. If you're the friend of the roommate of the handler, stay out of the Headless Lounge.
The other thing is sometimes people like to conceal their identities inside of these fursuits and do not want photography of them, of their faces, either floating around online or just documented in general. So the Headless Lounge is very, very strictly no photography.
No photography. All right. I mean, we can't stop you from taking a selfie in there of yourself, but don't get other people in the photo, and it's still not, it's kind of not kosher. It's like, you probably shouldn't. It's a very gray area because you're doing it to yourself, but if you get anyone else in the background, yeah, that's not good. So just
Words of wisdom. Just don't.
Just don't.
Indie Ferret Con. Just don't.
No, it's not Indie Ferret Con.
It's Indie Ferret Con. Ferrets are taking over.
It can't be Indie for Cat. It can't be Indie Ferret Con.
Indie Ferret Con.
Indie Husky.
Indie
Okay, just for
DesCon.
you, Raz.
I like Indie DesCon.
Indie DesCon. When are we having a panda?
Indie Fair it does.
DesCon.
No!
Because then we could have DesCon 4, DesCon 3, DesCon... Anyway.
Oh my god. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
A couple things. One thing, because I'm an experienced con, I always do at a con, if I take a photo with or of a suitor cosplayer, I try to get a picture of their badge, because that way if I post it online, I can tag them. Since especially with furries, we all know how much money can go into Sona.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Also,
Great idea.
One thing you were talking about with the fursuits, I know a certain ferret that's in the dealers that would appreciate, no matter how funny you think it is, never try to take their head off.
No. Absolutely.
There is
Do
a
not,
free- Go
do
ahead.
not touch the suitor without their permission in any way, shape, or form.
First,
do
it
not
does
tug
not
on
equal
their
consent.
tail.
Fursuit does not consent.
If you tug on their tail, you could rip their tail off of their suit. Some of them are separate, some of them are joined. Do not try to take off their head. If they do not do it in a certain way, it can smash their glasses around inside. It could, literally scratch them, and they could get all scratched up and get, we don't want them bleeding inside their own fursuit, please.
Some have
Patrons.
fans in them. You can get hair stuck in fans. That
Yep.
would not be fun.
Well, and also because of how heavy they are, it can be a strain on the neck if they're not taken off just the right way.
Very
Mhm,
true.
mhm.
You don't want to give them an injury because you're being silly.
Exactly.
And going back to what you said about taking the picture of their badge, you can also ask them, if I post this on social media, is there anywhere you'd like me to tag you? And they might go, oh, at Raz on X now, Twitter. It's Twitter. It's always Twitter. Anyway.
It's always a serious job.
It's Twitter with a silent X. It's Twitter.
It's like the Sears Tower. Remember the Sears Tower?
It's always the Sears Tower.
It's X with the silent
It will
Twitter.
always be the Sears Tower.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, there's a hockey stadium in Ottawa that has changed names 6 times. It was originally the Palladium. It will always be the Palladium. It will never be the Corel Center.
Oh,
It
yeah.
will never be the Scotiabank Place.
It's not the
It's
cell. It's
Palladium.
Comiskey.
What else? Oh, can you buy things at this convention?
You can buy things at this convention.
Where can you buy things at this convention?
Well, let me tell you.
Awesome.
There's lots of places. We have the dealers den here. There are tables and fancy displays and lots of people selling lots of awesome stuff there. We also have Artist Alley, which is, that can change every day. It's like a lottery system. So one person that's there on Friday may not be there on Saturday. So check them out. If you like something, get it. If not, come back the next day. You might see something you do like. Right next to Artist Alley, because that's in the back over here, right next to Artist Alley is Artist Marketplace, which is a new thing that we were trying out this year because we had so many awesome dealers apply. So people that you might normally see in the dealers den, they might be in Artist Marketplace. So definitely check out all of the areas. There's a lot of stuff to find. We also have a con store in Dealers Den where you can find some awesome IFC merch.
You can
That I
get
didn't
previous
wear
year's
any of.
T-shirts. You can get lanyards if you need one.
I really enjoy. There's like a little, especially for fursuiters, it's a little like pocket thingy that can go around your neck. You can put your badge in. You can put your room key in. All kinds of awesome stuff. I really like that thing.
Yeah, the squishy hockey pucks from last
Yeah,
year.
the squishy hockey
There's-
pucks.
I want to say shot glasses this year we have. Not like shot, but they're like
Yeah, no, they're like stemless wine glasses.
they're like fancy glasses.
the fancy glasses.
Squishy champagne bottles.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lots of good stuff. Check it out. Lots
Should
of
we
fun
talk about
stuff. Oh,
etiquette?
and little bags too. I like the little stringy bags. They have animals on the back.
cute.
They're
but
so
big thing is the den. Everyone who set up is there all weekend.
Yep.
Those don't switch out. That's why it's a locked room. So when it ends, they stay in there.
Artist
Or-
Marketplace also doesn't switch out, but they do tear down their stuff at night.
Yeah, that the idea of Marketplace and Artist Alley is that area is free to hang out, mingle, socialize
At night.
in the evening hours. There was something else I was going to say. You will also notice the den is in 2 sections.
Yeah.
There is the main entrance, which takes you to all the regular dealers, and then you will notice an area that is in a different color on your map. It is sectioned off with piping and draping. You have to enter through a separate door for that area, and you must have your ID and be 18 or older. I'm not going to explain why. If you are 18 and over, you know why. If you're not, ask your parents.
Should we talk about dealers and etiquette quickly?
Yes.
Okay.
As a dealer, you would know.
I do.
Hey, what do you sell?
I sell music and also shirts. You can find me in the back by the 18 plus section, but not in the 18 plus section. They wouldn't allow me back there. So I've got shirts and CDs and vinyls, and I'm also splitting my table with the Drag It Show, and you should support them. And Ferret Studios also has a table in there. They're the Artist of Alley, Artist of Alley, oh my god. It is Friday. Artist of Honor.
How much have you had? I love the Artist of Alley, they're amazing.
Today, you mean? So the dealer's den is important that the dealers there are here to work. That is not a place to be standing and making friends. Unless you have explicit permission to be hanging out at that table, you are blocking potential sales. If you make a friend in the dealer's den, that's great. Socialize outside of the dealer's den. Oh, sorry.
Let's role play a little bit here for a second.
Let's
Status,
do that.
will you be a dealer?
Absolutely.
And Nikki, will you come in behind me and pretend to be someone wanting to buy from Status?
Absolutely.
Okay. Rez, can you step off to the side for 1 second here? Or just walk back and forth, because, you know, there's aisle, it'll happen all the time. All right, so Status is at their table. And
I'm selling things.
Oh, Status, how's it
Oh,
going?
it is going great. How are you?
You've got so much stuff. This is really cool. Do you have panels going on this weekend?
Too many of them, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you gotten any gifts this weekend?
Too many of them, yes. A lot of them are crayons, and I still don't understand why.
I was thinking, maybe we can go grab some lunch later, or hey, have you seen that hockey game on TV?
Hey, that sounds great. Wait, come back. I think this person wanted to see my table.
Yeah.
That is how not to interact with a dealer. It's okay to, have a quick conversation, but if there's somebody behind you, if they're obviously trying to check out their stuff, step aside. Let them sell their wares. That's what they're here to do. It's like if you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, we'll catch up later, but definitely good to see you.
Yeah,
hey,
definitely.
look, that's their new CD. You should buy it.
Oh, cool, thanks.
Sweet. Hey, the other piece of dealer's den etiquette is the dealer's prices are set. Don't try to haggle. It's very rude. Also, do not say that their things are too expensive. It is okay to say that it is out of your budget, but their prices are set for a reason. Don't haggle.
And not just in dealer's den, but Artist Alley and Marketplace.
Artist Alley as well, yes.
Just because it's a different area doesn't mean there's different etiquette.
Right. That's what I had.
Let's see. Do we have posters set up throughout the convention with QR codes on them?
Oh, I thought you were just going to say posters. I was like, no, there's no posters. What are you talking about? Yes, we do. Thank you.
We do. And what are those for? What exactly is that?
Yeah, there's little 8.5 by 11 papers around. I think they're orangish. They have QR codes on the bottom, and those are for our hotel. So if you see something going on that needs to be brought to someone's attention, if there's water out in a room, or
if you're in a panel room and your trash is full, if you see a water station that's empty or almost empty,
the bathrooms need some assistance.
Let's hope that does not happen, because
they might run out of toilet paper or out of soap. Anything that you might run into, just click on that QR code. It'll take you to a Google form that will go straight to our hotel liaison, and they will get somebody on it. We've already gotten a lot of stuff, which is really great because we don't know about it. Yeah. We've already gotten a lot of submissions, which is great because if we don't know about something, we can't fix it. Feedback at IndieFurCon.com.
Sorry, what was that? It was a little fast.
Feedback at IndieFurCon.com.
Can you slow that down a little? Not that slow.
Okay. Feedback at IndieFurCon.com.
Feedback at IndieFurCon.com. Now that is not for the water is empty.
Nope.
That is not for somebody spilled a drink in this room.
Right.
That is for
big picture
I have
stuff.
noticed this issue, and I feel it is important to communicate that to the convention. They may be seen this weekend. They may not be seen this weekend.
But they will be seen after this weekend.
As somebody who has read through feedback emails on Sunday night, I wish I had known that on Friday.
Yeah.
If that had gone on the QR code, we could have done something.
Yeah.
But the feedback email, they do get read. They absolutely get read. And the more we hear, the more we know, okay, this went great, we need to keep doing this.
Exactly.
This went okay, how can we tweak it to make it better? This was a dumpster fire the entire weekend. Well, next year let's have fire extinguishers. Or let's not have the dumpster.
So one big evidence of that is we moved hotels this year. That was because we got a lot of feedback about our old hotel. So we acted on it. But we don't want to just hear the bad stuff, we also want to hear the good stuff. Because if we don't know something is really good and we need to keep it, it might go away.
Yep, so if there's something you enjoyed, whether it was certain panels, whether it was the layout, whether it was the dance, anything at all that you enjoyed, send that to feedback@indyfurcon.com. It doesn't have to be on Monday, it doesn't have to be right now, but as soon as you get the chance and remember to do it, drop that email. If it's something that you're like, oh, you know, like at the old hotel, parking is a real problem. I left to go get food and I came back and I had to park 3 doors down instead of like at the actual hotel. That's a problem, and hence why we're at a hotel with much more parking this year. So feedback is important. Don't ever think, you might think it's trivial. It's not to us. We want you guys to have the best weekend you possibly have. And the only way we can do that is to know that we're doing the right job. And we don't want to assume that we're doing the right job. We want to know. We know by you telling us. This was great. This was okay. Oh dear God.
If you find yourself bored this weekend, we can always use some extra hands. You can stop by operations and sign up to be a volunteer, and we will put you to work. You could also, there's a second way this year to be able to do that. You can go to reg.indyfurcon.com. Go to Concat, where you registered. You can submit a volunteer application. It's nothing like super fancy. It's just to get some information, like what do you want to do? If you don't want to talk to people, we're going to try to not make you talk to people. It's important for us to gather that stuff so that we can put you where you're going to work the best.
And, if I remember correctly, they can earn cool swag!
You can earn cool swag!
You might earn a sponsor print, you might earn a t-shirt, you might earn a free registration for next year if you work enough. What? You could get voluntold to be on staff next year if you work hard enough. Be careful with that one. But no, like we've had a lot of volunteers that like, oh, I'll just volunteer for like 4 hours this year. And the next year it's like, oh, I'll volunteer for like 12 hours. And the next year they're like, I'm running this department. It can happen. It can happen.
Yeah. If you're interested in staffing con, that's a great place to start, especially if you don't really know what you want to do, you don't know what makes up the con, what makes it go. Great place to start. If you're ready and you want to dive in the deep end and you want to staff, we have a staff application on the website. Go check it out, go fill it out, and our chief of staff after con will reach out to you and kind of start that like interview process of, again, figuring out where you're going to fit really well, what you want to do, what you're good at, and get you into a good spot.
Now, there are 2 publications, if I'm correct, that they have access to that they should have gotten, right? A convention book.
They don't have to get it.
They don't have to, but they can get a con book.
Yep.
And they can get a pocket guide.
Yes.
Both of those are very useful. If you don't have one,
Yes.
check with registration.
Also on the back of your badge.
Back of your badge.
There's a lot of good information.
Let's not talk about the back of the badge. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
I don't have mine yet.
Well, I can share.
Yes, so you're not supposed to be at convention space without your badge. Unless you're the former con chair and you're like, hey, the mic has the badge.
We can share.
It's the new 3-headed monster. But yeah, look at that information. It tells you the hours of all the rooms. So if you're like, oh, well, this room closes at 7, this room closes at 9, well, I should probably go to the one that closes at 7 first. So that way you know when to go to where, so you can make it to everything. If you're going to, you know, whether it's registration, whether it's ops, security, like all those hours are on there.
There are also nifty little QR codes in the back that'll bring you to the schedule and the con map.
So the pocket guide has a schedule. It looks just like this, but it's foldable and portable and great because you can't put this in your pocket. But this is printed like a week ago, and things are constantly changing because that's life. So there is a QR code on the back of your badge that goes to SCED, or you can go to indyfurcon.com/SCED.
Hold on.
I
have it bookmarked if Chrome will open.
He's fact checking me. But you can scan the QR code on the back of your badge and it will take you to SCED, and that is always the most up to date. SCED is always the most up to date. If you know you've got a panel coming up that you want to check out, check it real quick, make sure that it's still where you were going, words and brains stuff.
IndyFurCon 2023.sced.com.
Yep.
So IndyFurCon 2023.sched.com. panelroom.com.
Yes.
And then you can create an account, and you can literally go through and you can pick your panels,
Yes,
and then it'll
that's what I
email
love.
you and tell you it is time for this panel. You should go there. So that's super handy.
I've been
Got
using it
so
this
many
weekend. It's
emails
great.
already. So many. So many.
Now, we've talked about Artist Alley, we've talked about Den, you're in main events right now, so you know about panel rooms. Also, a couple other rooms at the convention this weekend. If you like video gaming, there's a video game room. There's even a couple of video game competitions this weekend, so you can check with them on that and see what's going on. There is a board game room. If there are, we have a person who supplies our board games for us. If you want to go in and hang out and play board games with people, maybe they'll have some you can try if you haven't played one before. You know, go in there, check that out. Artemis, a Starfleet bridge simulator
Oh, I
where
love
you
Artemis.
have
It's so much fun.
red alert.
Red alert!
You can be communications, you can be the science officer, you can be the captain. You fly a starship, you have like a 45-minute mission, and you have to try and defend your bases and attack the enemy ships. And it's pretty cool. I would literally spend the entire weekend in that room if I were not running panels throughout the weekend.
I've done it at other cons.
I have at other conventions where it's like, I've got one panel, 8 hours in Artemis time.
Yep.
There's also Furry Logic, which is a furry run escape room.
Yes, thank you. Do you want to say any more on that?
No, because I've actually never done it, but
It does cost.
I was
They
just
sell
saying.
tickets to sign up and go do the thing where it's. But an awesome thing is every year they give a chunk of that to charity. So you're going and having fun in this escape room is also supporting the charity.
They are next to Operation, so the other side, so one side is Headless, the other side is Furry Logic. I believe there are teams of 6. You can either sign up together in a team of 6 for a certain time slot, or if you're not sure, you can just sign up to be a miscellaneous and get paired with 5 random people, and there you never know. You can go through the Logic room and then come out of that, and next thing you know, you're all on Twitter chatting with each other 5 minutes later. It's a great way to make new friends.
Speaking of charity, we have a charity.
We do! Not every convention does, but we do. We
I
have
got you in
charities
charge.
here.
Don't mind me.
We have, ERPS is back, right?
Yes.
ERPS. Exotic Animal Pet Rescue Sanctuary, if I am correct in that
Exotic
an acronym.
Animal Rescue and Pet Sanctuary. Yeah.
Sorry, did you have your hand?
How much does that stateroom cost?
That I don't have information to, unfortunately.
But they've got a table out there. You can stop by and ask them.
Yeah, they've got a
Happy to
table right in
answer.
front of the room. All of the information about what times are available and how much it costs, they'll be able to tell you that. But yeah, we've got a charity. They are set up over by the marketplace, Artist Alley area, I believe, or Crosstalk. They're next to operations. If you want to learn about what they do, they have lots of cool animals with them. If you want to go see the animals, they have all kinds of odd ones. It's not just like a cat dog shelter. It's lots of cool different animals. So go check out what they have with them this weekend.
Yeah,
What else? Probably missing something.
probably. We did 621, we did fur suiting.
621 suiting, dealers, artists.
Oh, sponsors and super sponsors?
Ah.
Do we have anybody in here who's a sponsor or super sponsor?
Yeah,
Awesome!
all
That's
right.
amazing!
So,
we have a
Raz
sponsor
is
suite.
sponsor liaison. Is that? Am I saying the title right? Yes, sponsor liaison. They run the concierge desk for all the sponsors and super sponsors. If you have questions about sponsor-specific things, your table is in sponsors, correct? So your badge, if you are a sponsor or super sponsor, gets you in to the sponsors lounge, which is
Right here behind the registration.
it is called the Brickyard. It is
Behind
it's behind registration. You get into it though from the hallway across from dealer's den.
Yeah.
So if you're in front of Den, you can turn around and so it's like pen room 2-1, Artemis, and then the entrance into the sponsor suite. There is like snacks, cold beverages. There's I think the occasional meal. I don't know the schedule on that.
There is
but
a super sponsor meal.
super sponsor meal.
So
it's just
there's drinks, there's snackies like chips and stuff, and then there's a super sponsor dinner on Saturday night. So the sponsor zones will close at 5 o'clock. I'm being attacked by a broom. We'll close at 5 o'clock to get ready for that dinner. It will be delicious. This hotel has been awesome in working with us, that they're gonna make everything as gluten-free and vegan and vegetarian as they can, which is really cool.
So if you have any questions about any of your sponsors' stuff, about your sponsor swag, if you haven't gotten your sponsor swag, you get sponsor swag. So sponsors and super sponsors, go see Raz or whoever's manning the table if Raz isn't there. In the sponsors lounge, they will be able to supply you with all the cool stuff.
There are lots of fun little nifty gifties.
There is.
But please only use them on your personal property. Do not use them on the hotel walls or the carpet or the bathroom doors.
I have no idea what you could be talking about. Secret messages.
Secret messages on your personal property.
Speaking of personal property, there was another convention called Anthropon that had a little bit of a situation this year. A lot of things that you will see around furry conventions is stickers. Everybody loves stickers. I'm not talking about on Telegram, I'm not talking about real life physical stickers. Stickers are cool. Put them on your backpack. Put them on your sketchbook. Put them all over your physical body. Do not put them on hotel or like city of Indianapolis property. AC got fined $250 for every sticker that was put up over that weekend around the convention center. So any walls, the light post outside on 11th Street or whatever it is, there was like 100 stickers. So that's like...
And it may seem like, oh, $250, that's not a lot for the world's biggest furry con, but when we're giving money to charity, because we as a convention do give money to charity, that cuts into that. We want to give as much as we can.
Yes. This is not a for-profit event. We make no salary
Correct.
from this.
We're all volunteers. As I said, I'm the chair. I kind of run stuff or something. I'm a volunteer. I do it in my free time.
Every single staff
Every
member,
staff
every
member's
board
volunteer.
member, everyone running around doing anything is a volunteer. We're just here because we want to put on a good show for y'all. And at the end of the day, everything gets funneled back into the convention to make next year better. So just keep that in mind. Try not to damage property. You might just think, oh, it's just a sticker, bleep, but if it pulls the drywall off and they have to fix it, that can cost money for the hotel, which means they're going to add that to our bill.
And if enough issues happen, we won't be invited back, and we want to come back.
Or they could get added to your bill if you damage your room.
Yes.
There was a situation where somebody decided to hang up their fursuit on a little nozzle coming out of the wall.
Wait, is it time for convention horror stories already?
You know, it's not a horror story. It technically is a con horror story.
Don't
but
hang things on the sprinklers.
yeah,
Clauses for
Don't hang
that.
stuff on the smoke
on the
alarms.
sprinkler head. The sprinkler head is designed to put out a fire in your room. It is not a gentle mist. It is a torrent of water. It will flood your entire room in seconds. That is its designation. It is water that has been sitting in those pipes for years. And if you hang something from them and the nozzle goes click and falls off, your water will become the next swimming pool. And you will get charged for that.
Speaking of hotel rooms, don't do any modifications in hotel rooms. Don't take the smoke alarm off the wall. Don't put in your own shower head.
Please do not use a drill and install your own pole
Oh my
for
God.
dancing.
Hey, what's con horror stories happening? If you want to know that story. Don't bring anything that'll catch fire, like a pizza oven fur.
Oh my gosh. Hotels are great places to gather with your friends, especially away from con space. Enjoy some time together. Parties are fine, as long as they don't get out of hand. Our lovely Dorsai are not only here to keep y'all safe, but they're also here to help protect the hotel. So if they get a noise complaint because somebody else can't sleep because you're being too loud in your room, Dorsai will come and knock on your door. You will get 1 or 2 warnings. I can't remember the number.
I want to say it's a gentle
I
warning,
think-
a stern warning,
And then you're out.
hotel security will handle the third call.
Yeah.
They give us that extra leeway because, you know, we negotiate with them to have that extra leeway of, hey, let us try and handle it. Hey guys, if you can, you know, try and keep it down a little, that'd be great. Hey guys, we're back again. You need to make sure you keep it down. Yeah, that third one will come from hotel security. They will not be as nice if they have to be called to your room for a noise complaint. So don't let it get to that level. Enjoy yourselves, have a good time, but be respectful of the rooms around you as well. Honestly, I really can't think, I mean, there's a lot of other nuanced little things. Go through the schedule, if you can go on Sched, you can search. If you want to look up comedy panels, there's lots of comedy. If you want to look up game shows, there's game shows. If you want to look up concerts, there's concerts from the GOH. They're like release tour for their new album that just dropped at IFC. Hint, hint.
There's a lot of meet and greets, so go to things that seem interesting, that spark your interest, and make some friends. We're all here to be nerds and have a good time.
The bottom line is always this. You will get out of this convention what you put into this convention. If you decide to come here and spend 80% of your time hanging in your room, playing on your Switch or watching TV, that's what you're going to get out of the convention. If you mingle, if you socialize, if you see someone that is, oh, I like your fursuit, this is pretty cool. Oh, I see you have I don't know, pop culture. You've got a such and such sticker on your backpack. I love that show. Feel free to, and maybe you'll make new friends. Maybe you won't, you never know. Like, my first con was a little awkward, and my second con went a lot smoother. So, you can go from, and you can be surprised how quickly you can go from, oh, I'm not sure what to do, to, I'm having a great time! It can happen, so, and if you ever have any questions, if you see a staff member, if you see, security, ask.
And actually, if you're unsure on how to locate a staff member, Talon, would you mind standing up? We have special badges, just turn around, yeah. We have special badges that have Carmen Sandiego on them in furry form, and I love her, she's so pretty. We also have these gray shirts you might see wandering around that have staff on the arm.
Yep, I have some staff right on the edge.
Yeah.
One thing.
Sure.
As a veteran volunteer, volunteering also comes with access to the sponsors lounge, I believe.
It depends on the hours.
Depends on the hours.
To my knowledge, you'd have to ask head of volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've done enough programming that you're just super every year.
To at least be sponsored, but
Yeah.
I don't think as a volunteer.
I don't think so.
Okay, that might be a question for.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you'd have to ask the head of volunteers for that.
Okay, that might be something that, anyway. But yeah, volunteering gets you a lot of great perks. So definitely check it out.
Definitely volunteer. And if you're not sure how to get involved in conventions, tomorrow at 11:30, I think, I'm running a panel called Stop Giving Status Stage Time, which is basically talking about how you get involved in conventions and how you get involved in volunteering, running panels, working staff, being voluntold to run panels and work staff. So I'm also a good resource too. I can answer any questions. I've been doing this for too long.
And
Let's talk afterwards. What was that? Talk afterwards.
If you got nothing going on at 1 o'clock, feel free to come back in here for Iggy's exciting improv visitation, which is like an improv panel. You'll see the big, tall, loud man known as Alkali. You'll see Status. You'll see me. I think Zanz might be there. Citrine might be there. There's going to be a bunch of us. So if you want to see some improv comedy, be back here at 1 o'clock. Other than that, any questions at all? Any last minute questions from any of you? No? So feel free, run around, have a good con. Remember feedback at indiefurcon.com. Remember those QR codes on the walls. Have a great convention. And like I said, anything comes up, feel free. Talk to a staff member, okay? Go have a great convention.
Yay!
Woo! Bye!
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.